Italy hasn't joined us, has she?
I have to check.
How
Just
many
check.
have joined, ma'am? How many have?
54.
Okay, so that means O'Hara and the Ikebana International would have.
Yeah. मैथिली मैम किस नाम से ज्वाइन करेंगे?
I have no idea, but there should be her name or at least
No, I don't think she's here.
Ramaswamy. I thought I would just wait for her. Anyway, we will then thank her at the end of the program.
मेरी असल में क्लास
Okay? So let's start, Suchita.
Thank you. हाँ मैम.
Now you can mute everyone. I'm starting.
Okay.
Good afternoon, friends. A hearty, warm welcome to all of you on our Independence Day. Today, the Delhi chapter of O'Hara School, along with Gurgaon Ikebana International, is bringing to you a very promising demonstration on Dutch flower arrangements by a very proficient and skillful teacher, Mrs. Rama Rammurthy of Bangalore. Before I go, Maithili, thank you. Nice to see you. I was waiting for you. Before I go ahead to introduce Rama to all of us, I would like to welcome all of you, and especially we have in our midst Mrs. Chikagi Suzuki, the spouse of Japan Ambassador to India. We are very, very privileged to have her in our midst. Mrs. Rama Rammurthy of Bangalore is actually a science graduate, but the attraction of flowers brought her to this world of flower arrangement. She has performed and demonstrated in several fora. All her skills have been exhibited to their ultimate result. She has been honored by many societies for her contribution in the field of Dutch floral art. She has also now been training people in this art form. Apart from that, she is also well versed in a lot of Indonesian janur, then Thai banana leaf arrangements, and many such related art forms. So Ramaji, we'd like to welcome you once again. I would like Anita Nandakumar, of the president of Gurgaon Ikebana International, to kindly say a few words.
Hi, my Ikebana fraternity. Due to the present pandemic, the situation we are in this situation, we are unable to have our regular meetings. But now we are getting opportunity to watch the demos of experts sitting in our comfort zone. So I'm happy to meet you all in this virtual meeting. And Mrs. Rama, thank you for giving us this opportunity. And now I don't want to waste the time, please. Please, ma'am.
Thank you so much for those nice words, Sasyama. Good afternoon, everybody. My profound salutations to the Almighty God, and my regards and respects to all my teachers and gurus. Today, I'll be demonstrating Dutch floral art. As the name suggests, it is originated from Netherlands. It belongs to European style of arranging flowers. Basically, we follow a certain form or shape. The basic shapes and classical shapes, we have 8, namely triangle, horizontal, vertical, diamond, L shape, round, crescent, and S shape, or we call it Hogarth curve. Unlike Ikebana, here we use more flowers, we use groups and layers of flowers, and then there is no restriction to use any number, and then no restriction to use any other material also. We use fruits, we use vegetables as well. The emphasis is on color and quality of the material. And of course, as I said, mass is important here. When I say color, we follow the color wheel, as you all must be knowing. The colors on the color wheel, the rainbow colors. So certain colors are called warm colors and certain colors are called cool colors. That I'll explain as we head with the demonstration. And happy Independence Day to all of you. I thank Mrs. Shama, Mrs. Maithili Ramaswamy for inviting me to this virtual demo. Indeed, I am honored and privileged. So I'll start with my first arrangement. Since the Ganesh festival is around the corner, I thought I'll do one arrangement for a festival, that Ganesha festival. To start with, I'll be doing the arrangement in crescent shape. So first thing, the components which are very much required for Dutch floral art is the foam. Because this floral foam, this is available in different shapes and sizes, but generally you get it in brick shape, and many people, they know how to use the foam, but for those who don't know how to use the foam, you have to take a bucket of water, just drop the foam on top, the foam will start sucking water. As it sucks water, you can see the bubbles. Once it stops bubbling, then it is understood that the foam is totally saturated. Then you can cut the foam in whatever shape you want and use it. Now the fantastic thing about floral foam is it can hold water about 40 times its weight. As it is, when you see the foam, it's very light, but it can hold water 40 times of its weight. And then once it's ready to use, after you make the arrangement, but you should see that the foam is wet all the time. So you need to keep adding water every day. As long as the foam is wet, the flowers remain fresh. So first arrangement will be a crescent. Now this is a plaited palm. I've taken Areca palm leaves and I've plaited them like your French plait. Now for the crescent, as I told you, this is a classic or basic form. The shape and form is very important. You need to imagine a crescent and then start making the arrangement. This I've shaped it in the crescent shape. In case you don't have a plaited palm, you can take any flexible material like cypress, juniper, or the naturally bent material like asparagus. Then you define the outline first and then start filling. So first, let's start with defining the shape. Since the stems are quite heavy, they tend to rotate. So I'm giving the support. I'm using a binding wire and binding both the stems together so that they can hold better. I've taken a semi-cell base, and then the important thing about the foam, for all the basic shapes, the foam should be above the rim of the container, at least by 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Only then you can add the stems in different directions. Now measurement, what I've taken, we follow the rule 1:1.5. This most of your Ikebana people will be knowing. The same rule we follow. And I'm going to insert the stem, imagining the shape. Let it rest on the rim of the container. so that it can take the weight. I'm going to add some more stems, the secondary stems. So once I add the stems, that gives the height of the arrangement. All the stems should be within that height. That is the outline. Yeah. See, this is a crescent shape. Then I keep adding the flowers. I got some beautiful double color pink and white roses. So I follow the same shape. Now just to check the pattern, I'll just turn the arrangement. Now I'm adding the spray carnations. Here the outline is created with the plaited palm. Then we have the roses as the highlights in the arrangement. Now spray carnations are the secondary flowers, or we can take it as fillers. this is such a beautiful color. Luckily, the carnation matching very well with the roses. So it's like this. Then I add the foliage as a filler. Now, depending upon the shape of the leaves and flowers in nature, they're categorized into three categories. The stems of flowers and leaves which go straight with the tapering end, those are called line flowers. And the flowers which are rounded, those are called mass or round flowers. And the small flowers, those are called the fillers. For any Dutch basic form, we need all the three. The line metal is required to give the form or shape of the arrangement. Then we have the highlights or the round flowers, which give the focal point. And then we have either the small leaves or small flowers, which add depth to the arrangement and complete the arrangement. And it gives a three-dimensional effect. So here I'll be adding some fern. These lemon yellow ferns are very easy to grow. Once they start growing, they grow wide. They occupy the other pots also. As of now, I have 2 Chapplera plants, but those are dominated by these ferns. And especially during the rainy season, they outgrow the pots. So I have added some ferns. Now this is called coral berry. This is gifted by one of my friends, and I love this material because of it looks so delicate. The berries look so cute. I would like to add this in between. I like to trim a little so that there will be less of leaves and more of berries. But this is a very delicate material. You need to handle very carefully. And then the life may not be much because this is almost like a weed. So it lasts only for a day or two. So I've just cut it in the morning. The color is so beautiful. So this is almost finished. I'll have to just fill the back. So this is done. And now I'll show you how to use it for your festival. Because of this pandemic, now it's become very risky to go out and buy the clay Ganesha. So people advise to use whatever Ganesha idols you have. Either this is a bronze icon, of course, bronze or silver or whatever that is available. So our first arrangement is ready. You'll get a closer view now.
Mrs. Suchita, can I ask you to spotlight RBRM, please? Mrs. Suchita, can we spotlight RBRM, the other camera? I don't know if I can change the spotlight myself. Let me try. Can you see the close-up video?
No, on the faces, on the
Mrs. Sharma? Okay, I think people want to see the back. Can you turn around the back?
back is just a fill-in because I have put the Ganesha behind. So if I add more leaves there, that will be obstructing the Ganesha. So you can see the closer view now. This is how it comes.
People are asking how the braiding is done.
We'll go to the next arrangement.
One second.
So this is the second arrangement. I've already made one to commemorate the Independence Day. I've used the flag colors.
Mrs. Suchita, can I request you to spotlight Rama B. Ramamurthy again, please?
Mrs. Ramamurthy is already on spotlight.
Right, okay. Did you switch to RBRM? There are two. There's one.
Acha, okay.
I took a close-up. I don't know if everybody saw the close-up from the other camera, which was titled RBRM.
Okay, okay. Just hold on. I'm just unmuting first, Shama ma'am.
Yeah.
Then I'm doing. Okay, just wait.
Do you want us to zoom into the first arrangement again?
Let me check.
So let's move on to the second arrangement because we have time constraint. Now this is a triangle what I've done. We call this mill-freer triangle, which means using many varieties of material. Now here the triangle, this is a vertical triangle, one-sided arrangement. That's why I've done it earlier. You can see the orange, white and green combination. Now these are...
किस नाम से है?
Pardon?
RMBR.
Yes, RBRM. RBRM.
RBRM.
Yeah.
Yeah, please carry on.
So these are the leaf manipulation. I've used tender coconut leaves and then I've given the shape. Now this is called whip. We call this weaving as whip. And these are the green carnations. And I have this fish bone cactus. And here this is snapdragon. Center I've used Raphis palm. Raphis palm I've just folded them and pinned them. So it's a total triangle arrangement. So let's move on to the third one. We'll give you a close-up look. Then next we'll move on to the third one.
मैम ये RBM तो कुछ ऐसा है नहीं यहाँ पे.
Hey.
RBRM or Rachita, if you can find Rachita.
Yes, it's there. I have seen it and I had zoomed into it.
Yeah, it will help actually if all the other participants turn off their videos. Only the participants whose videos are on will come on to the first page. So if the other attendees can switch off videos, it will be simpler.
So now I have spotlight your another one.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, can you all see the close-up?
Yeah. Just little bit far. Just little bit far. Yes.
I'm just going to zoom in to show you all the leaf manipulation of the Raphis palm. Those are the Raphis palm leaves. And that's the weaving with the coconut leaves. Okay, I think we can move back to the fixed camera.
Okay. Okay.
Ramabi. Perfect.
So we'll move on to the third arrangement. This is the dining table arrangement, what I'm doing. Either you can use for your dining table or your serving table. I've taken a beautiful glass vase. I've inserted a candle in the center. using a candle cup. I'm going to make a circlet or a ring arrangement. Now, as I told you, here again the shape is important. I have some nice pink snapdragon. So it's always good to cut the stems under water so that they hydrate well and they remain fresh for a longer time. I'm going to add 2 stems on either side. Next, I'll be adding some statice. There's some blue statice, a lovely color, and it matches very well with the pink. Almost we are going for contrasting colors. So I'm going to add some ping pong asparagus or Asperus mericladis. Any flower with a combination of green always gives a good look. It enhances the beauty of the flower. Now I'm going to add some carnations. These pink carnations have a long shelf life, and because of this cool weather, they easily can remain fresh for a week. After each group of flowers, I keep adding foliage. These are Aralia leaves. These also look very good. They're called small leaves and they blend very well with the small flowers. Alternately, I'm adding again the statice. It's like one group of small flowers, statice, one group of carnations. Since the snapdragon is already an inflorescence, it looks like a group. So one flower is sufficient. So half the arrangement is already done. I'll rotate and finish the other half. As I'm doing, I'll just tell the history of Dutch floral art. Now, this belongs to European style of arranging flowers, which started way back in 14th century. So initially, only the gardeners would do the flower arrangements. They would just cut the stems and place them in vases. There was no floral foam, no pin holders, nothing. So it started like that. And then in 16th century, they started the church decorations and then wedding decorations, but it was limited only to the royal family and then big occasions. So there were no common florists as such. And when we move on to the 18th century, that we call it Baroque period, that is the time it came to the common people. The regular florist started in late 18th century and beginning of 19th century. The floral shops started, and then they started courses also teaching floral art. So once it started like that, it started moving to different countries and then got modified. When it reached the Netherlands, initially they started making with pastel colors. You must have seen the Dutch paintings. Most of the Dutch paintings are pastel colors. So they would start making arrangements using pastel colors. But then as the days passed, they wanted to try something different, and they started making arrangement with multicolor flowers. So arrangements with single color flowers. Suppose red, dark red, and tints and tones of same color. That arrangement we call it monochromatic scheme. And suppose you make arrangements with multicolored flowers, say contrasting colors like blue and yellow, violet and orange. That combination we call polychromatic scheme. So, and then during this period, they started making round arrangements. Now this is done. I'll just add some cherry tomatoes. As I told you, there is no restriction for any usage of material. So I'm going to fix it with a skewer or cover stick and let it go in the center. So all arrangements which are round in shape belong to this category which call it Biedermeier style. It may be your handcrafted bouquet or a round arrangement, circlet or ring arrangement. All of them belong to this category. So this finishes the arrangement. I've made 2 arrangements already done so that we can arrange them in different heights. I'll just add them to this. In the meanwhile, you can see the closer view. I'm going to put a ribbon.
So these are the cherry tomatoes that have been added. Carnations, snapdragon, statice, asparagus, the candle in the center. And then you have the ribbon that's tied around the glass vase. Now we'll place the other two candle sticks around this arrangement just to show you a group.
Yeah. We have a set of 3 arrangements. These can go as a group like this, or you can place them in straight line in case you want to use it for your dining hall. This can be used for your serving table. For dining hall, you can make it far. You can use it for your oval tables or your rectangle tables. Place them in a straight line.
So that was the third set of arrangements. This is.
We'll move on to the next arrangement. So one arrangement is already made. I'll just explain. Now this we call inverted T. Inverted T. Now in what way it's different from triangle? Here these sides are not covered. And then the angles also are different. Now these leaves are just horizontal. I've used fern this side and I've used foxtail asparagus, and center. Now these are tender coconut leaves which are given a shape of a bow, and then center. So these are the line materials. As I told you, you have 3 line materials to form the shape, and then center we use the focal flowers or masked flowers. Now here the focal point is given to the center. I've used red capsicums. Then I've used yellow Asiatic lilies, and we have beautiful heliconia. And then this is a beautiful basket. It is from Malaysia. So this balances well. So it is a inverted T arrangement. You can have a closer view, then we'll move on to the next arrangement.
Can you switch the spotlight to RBRM, please? Yes. The red bell peppers in the center really add a spot of color. Yellow Asiatic lilies, ferns, and the apex that is formed by the coconut leaves. And that's the woven basket. The white flowers are fillers. Status. That's white status. This is golden cypress over here, white status, and yellow Asiatic lilies, heliconia. Can switch back to the first camera, please?
We'll move on to the next arrangement.
This is the next arrangement. We can have a close-up again.
This is the L arrangement. Here again, the shape is important. So you choose line material. Here I have taken bird of paradise leaves to give the L shape. Now here measurement again is 1:1.5. First, give the shape with the bird of paradise leaves and then start filling. The beauty of this arrangement is the Aspergillus leaves, which have clipped them into a shape of fan. We call them ruffles. I'll just show you later how to do that. So after giving the shape, then I've used carnations as the focal point, added carnations in between, and then fill the spaces with pink chrysanthemums. These are very unusual chrysanthemums with a pink dot in the center. So this is the full L shape. You can see a closer view of the ruffles.
She'll be showing you how to braid the leaves and manipulate the leaves a little later.
So after this, we'll move on to the next arrangement. I've used a compote for the L arrangement. It's a fiberglass compote. this is something like a artistic form I've created. So once I created the form, I thought, hey, this is looking like a musical note. Since theme decoration is my forte, I've named it as music. This is half done. I'll be filling the class. I've used a semicircular container. It's a fiberglass container. Now the color of the oranges go very well with the flowers. Now here I'm doing a monochromatic scheme. Now when we say monochromatic scheme, you may ask why then you're using green. Green is a neutral color. Green and white can go with anything. I'll be adding in some roses as well. These are again double color roses. I think most of you know how to preserve the roses. The best thing is keep cutting the stems every day, keep changing the water and give them neck deep water. You can crush in case the roses have a tendency of the heads look very fast. So just crush the base and put it in warm water. It gets hydrated and it will remain fresh for the longer time. I'm adding a little bit of golden yellow cypress. Golden yellow cypress, they are very good for filling. And then the material is very hardy. Once you cut them and put them in water, it will remain fresh for more than a fortnight.
Go back to the other camera. Go to the other camera.
The front is ready. This can be a two-sided arrangement. Just a little bit of filling and we are done with this.
अपना WhatsApp देखते रहना, ठीक है? Keep seeing your WhatsApp.
So we have done this arrangement. You can have a closer look now. Then we'll move on to the next arrangement.
So we have two colored roses, oranges, golden yellow cypress, and these are the umbrella farm stems that have been bent and shaped into a shape that looks like a musical note. And also you have the palm leaves that are used to shape. She's used pins to put the leaves and the stems in place. This arrangement also is filled on the back, so it can be a center table arrangement.
We'll move on to the next arrangement.
Can switch back to the other camera, please.
This is again a dining table arrangement. We call this horizontal triangle. Now here the material what I've used. This is polypodium or the crinkled fern. I've used buds of Asiatic lilies, orange color. And then this is Lysianthus or Eustoma. You can find lot of fruits. You can find green apple, grapes. There's a pear here, and of course center is given with corn. This is the focal point where I've added the corn. The foliage I've added here is, this is a ficus, it's a round ficus. Fillers, I've added some gypsophila. This completes the triangle, horizontal triangle. It can be used for your dining table or your teapot or your serving table. You can have a closer view.
That's a pear, Granny Smith green apples, grapes, Asiatic lily buds. These are butternut pumpkin squashes and crinkled fern. What are the flowers?
Lysianthus or eustoma.
Lysianthus, eustoma,
Or
show you the whole arrangement again. The container she's used for this is a metallic bucket, painted metallic bucket.
we'll move on to the next arrangement.
Yes.
Now this is a typical Netherlands vase. Now this is again leaf manipulation. I've used tender coconut leaves and shaped them like a snake. These are called snake. I'm going to make a cascade. I'm going to add 3 stems. Now the best way to preserve this manipulated tender coconut leaves is you put them in water overnight, and you need to keep sprinkling the water during the day. So that they remain fresh for a longer time. I'm going to add some sticks so that they remain together. This is a shape. Now for cascade, you need material which is already blend or flexible material. Here I am using ivy, English ivy, double color English ivy. Now these stems are very supple. So you insert them directly, they break. So I've added a tube so that it can be inserted into the foam. Now here again, the rule what we are following, the measurement is 1:1.5. It can go beyond the container, table. You can either use a supporting sticks Yeah, now I'm going to add some flowers. These are equisetum or horsetail. I'll add just a few of them. Just to give the base. Again, these are very hardy and these can be grown very easily. Just insert one stem into the pot, it grows wild. In fact, one of my students just gave me few stems. Now I have about 3-4 pots full of thick horsetail. Yeah, next I will be filling some flowers.
Sound is on.
Have some lovely carnations. These spray carnations, they also last long. Double color carnations I'm using. Pink and maroon. This is one set cascading. We have several types of cascading. We have half cascades, neo cascading, one side cascading, two sides cascadings. So that area is filled. I'll be just adding some more stems. Now here I said the measurement is again 1:1.5, but going downwards, you have to measure this stem which is going down, that should be 1:1.5. And again it depends. Suppose you have a, not only for cascading, any other basic form, in case you have heavy material, then you need to take the measurement 1:1. If you take 1:1.5, it would be very heavy. And in case you have a lighter material, then you can go in for 1:2 also. So depending upon the weight of the material. So this completes the cascade. It has to go like this, corner of the table, trailing down.
Can we switch to the other camera? So it's brought to the edge of the table with the leaves trailing down the edge of the table. And just zoom into the arrangement as such. These are the arches that are created using the coconut leaves folded and weaved in a snake pattern. So they form zigzag patterns, and she's fixed them in such a way that the three leaves are interlocking with each other. She's used skewers to fix the three leaves together so that they don't move. These are the double shaded carnations. That's the side of the
arrangement.
Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah, this is the last arrangement. I have some majestic orange Wagneria or Heliconia strata. This will go in the center. I've taken in two heights. Again, these are measured. 1:1 1/2. I've taken the Heliconia strata in two levels. I'll be making a spiral around this. Spiral is again one of the styles in just floral art. So starting with the lowest stem, keeps on increasing. This is brassica, what I'm using, the purple brassica. All these stems are going in height orders, starting from the shortest stem to the longest stem. So you can see the spiral from shortest to the longest. Then add some leaves at the base. These are Xanadu leaves. Adding some chrysanthemums. Again, the chrysanthemums, I'm adding them in groups of 3. Most of the Dutch arrangements, we use the flowers in groups and layers. adding the flowers at equal intervals.
All fruits.
I'll be adding a lot of fruits as well. Now these are beautiful oranges, muscat oranges. My daughter took all the trouble to search for lovely fruits and brought them for me. In fact, I'm not moving out of my house since March thanks to the pandemic. Again, I use the fruits in number of 2 in pairs.
They're not on YouTube. Who are these people?
There are some lovely yellow capsicums. Now see, if you don't move the arrangement from this place, from the place where you do, then you can just place them artistically. If you want to move the arrangement, then you need to add skewers again. A bucket leaves are 100 leaves. Yeah. I thought of adding some more carnation, chrysanthemum, sorry. Double color chrysanthemums to fill the gaps and to add interest to the arrangement. This completes the arrangement. Let me check. There are any gaps. Yeah, this finishes the last arrangement also. Just move it from the on the turntable. Let it be on the turntable. I'll turn it. I just turn it once fully to see the spiral. You see the brassica starting from the shortest, going up stepwise, going taller, taller,
Turn in the same direction. Yes. And then we reach the highest point of the spiral. Yes. I'll just take you closer up. These are the chrysanthemums, double colored chrysanthemums again, Zanardo leaves, purple brassica, tomatoes. These are premium tomatoes. These are yellow bell peppers or yellow capsicum. And these are the muscat oranges. That's the entire arrangement, and that was the final spiral arrangement. Yes.
So this completes the arrangements. All the arrangements are done. If anybody has any doubts or queries, Mr. Chiama, you can ask.
I'll just tell you all the questions. Mostly they are all praises only for you, Rama. Excellent,
so much.
excellent demo. So everybody, but they asked how is the plating to be done?
Okay, I'll show.
Okay.
This is areca palm leaf, generally available everywhere. You need to insert into a foam or some support. Then you start from the tip. Start plaiting like your French plait.
You can switch to the close-up camera if you like, please. Can we have the other camera?
Suchita, could you put on the other camera, please? Close
Yes,
up
I'm
one.
doing, ma'am. Doing.
Start from the tip. You have to plait like your French plait.
Exactly like a French braid, you take 3 leaves at once and cross over. Right over center, left over center, and repeat. Each step, a new leaf is added and joined into the braid. Cross the center again, take a new leaf, cross the center again, take a new leaf from the other side, cross the center again.
Even the plaited leaves, they remain fresh for a longer time. I soak them in water for 2 hours and then they remain fresh easily for 1 week to 10 days. The leaves, what you have to select, don't select too much mature leaves and don't select the tender leaves also. Tender leaves, they have the tendency to wilt fast. And then the mature leaves are very rough. It's difficult to plait.
You'll be too stiff.
They're too stiff. So it's better to go for medium. Okay.
While you're doing this, could you also give a few tips on for beginners? What are the tips that you could give for beginners?
Thing is, first, for a beginner, need to know about flower care. If you have a garden at home, always cut the leaves and flowers before sunrise or after sunset, because during the day, due to the sun, the photosynthesis takes place in the plants, and then when you cut the stems, they lose more moisture. So when there is more loss of moisture, the base life of the stems will be less. So it's better to cut the stems when the weather is cool. And then as soon as you cut, give a slant cut so that the water absorbs better. The longer the stem, the deeper should be the cut. Then you place them in water, wash them properly, and then place them in water. Keep changing water every day. Nowadays, of course, you have flower food available. So you can add some flower food that will prevent the moss formation. Otherwise, the best thing is you can add an aspirin tablet. It will prevent the bacteria. So this is how it is. Once it is done.
So what do you do to the ends?
Ends I just binding it with a binding wire.
Okay. Okay.
This is a green binding wire so that it looks neat instead of using a regular wire.
Yeah.
This is how it looks.
Thank you. Lovely. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Thank you so much. May I now request Anuradha Sharma, the Secretary of the O'Hara chapter. Could you please give a vote of thanks?
Yes.
I would like to thank the O'Hara Ikebana Association, Delhi chapter, Ikebana International or Gurgaon chapter for this lovely opportunity. I hope you all enjoyed as much as I enjoyed making the demo. Thank you one and all.
Thank you.
Anita, you can also open.
No, let Anu say the few words.
Okay. Hello, friends. Before I thank Mrs. Rama Murthy for her excellent demo today, I would like to thank our ex-president, Delhi Chapter O'Hara School, Mrs. Maithili Ramaswamy, for putting us in touch with Ramaji, because of which we could have this beautiful demo today. Thank you, Maithili ji. Ramaji, on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank you for this very special demonstration of Dutch flower arrangement. Ramaji, your demo was excellent and a real treat to the eyes. The arrangements are all very beautiful with great color combinations, and the techniques were great. Your great skills in the art of leaf manipulation are truly awesome, and you have provided us with a number of ideas to try for us. We can try them ourselves. And thank you so much for sharing your love of flowers with us and giving us this very entertaining and informative demo this afternoon. We all really enjoyed your demo and had a great time. Thank you all the members for joining this meeting. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramaji. Once again, thank you so much for all the cooperation also.
Yes.
And wonderful demo. Thank you.
Thank you again. And
Thank
special
you.
Thanks to Mrs. Maithili Ramaswamy.
Yes.
It was very nice of you to
Yeah.
coordinate with me.
Thank you. Thank you, Maithili. Thank you. And thank you to Rachita for organizing the second camera.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you,
too,
ma'am.
all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Anita Nandkumar, and I also would like to say thank you to you for this wonderful arrangements with a lot of materials. We really enjoyed your demo. And Maithili ji, thank you for arranging this. You only arranged it for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Suchita, for managing both the
Yes.
cameras.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, the host, Sujita. Yes.
Thank you everybody. I think
I hope
Have
all
a-
of us have enjoyed it.
maybe some
Yes.
mistakes I have done, but it's okay.
No, it's
No,
all
no,
well
it was
done.
perfect.
Great job.
It
Thank
was
you.
perfect. The
Thank you.
everything was perfect. No confusion, no disturbances, nothing. It was perfect.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, and bye.
So,
Bye-bye.
Shama ma'am, can I end the meeting? Shama ma'am?
I think you can, Suchita.
Okay.